Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new project. This is Threads from Stamperia, and we are going to go ahead and make a mini album. You will have seen the walkthrough, I hope. If not, go ahead and watch that so you can see what we're making. And I guess that's it. Oh, this is a design project for Scrap and Create. I'll have a link below so that you can visit there and purchase your supplies, and also a link to the cutting guide for this project. I guess that's it. Okay, so I have two 8x8 and two 12x12, and I have the die cuts, and I have, where is it? Here it is. I have my little bag of charms that you get from Scrap and Create when you order from there, and I have some flowers. You will have seen all that in the walkthrough, so you know what to expect. So let me get this out of the way. I am using white cardstock for this one, and I have made my base pages, and I meant to leave one to show you on camera, but I'm going to do one of these. So I use 12x12 cardstock. Let me grab a sheet. Okay, so when you're making your pages, they're 6.5 by 6, and you'll need 8 of them. So if you cut your paper directly in half at 6 inches, and then cut each side a 6.5 and a 6.5, okay, that will leave you, just out of the way, 8 5.5 by 6 pieces. Okay, save those because you can make a whole other album with them, and I may have, you will have seen it in the walkthrough if I did, if I have enough of this paper. If I don't, I will use these to make another album with a different paper. Let me grab my scissors here. Hang on. Okay, so what you are going to do is take, this is smaller because I've already done all these, but take the 6.5 and score at a 1/2 inch so that you end up with a 6x6 square with a 1/2 inch tab. And then you are going to tape. This is the side with the divot, or the valley side it's sometimes called. And then take another one, do the same. You're going to do this to all of them. Okay, burnish, okay. Fold on the score line. Sorry, I want to make sure I'm in the camera. And burnish really well. And burnish really well. Now I'm not going to do anything with these smaller ones until I know how much paper I have left, but set those aside because you'll, like I said, you'll be able to make a whole other book with them. And if you don't want to make a whole other book, you can use them to make your inserts and whatnot. Okay. All right, so then on one of these, so I've got them set up like this, so I hope you can see, so that the tabs are facing each other. Line up the corner. Okay. And then line up the other corner. If you want, you can use a little, go. And then just go to the other end, and this one should line up pretty well if you got the first one lined up. Basically just sort of fall into place. There we go. And that's how you're going to make your base pages. And here are mine. I'm going to make 4 of them. And trying to decide, I don't have to decide yet whether or not I want to ink these. I don't know how shabby a look I really want to go for. But that's that. Now, I have some pieces cut out, but none of them are marked for size, of course, because that's how I roll. Okay, so I think, I'm not really sure where any of these pages are going to go. I just know some of the pages I want to make, so we'll just kind of wing it. Right, so I have got a piece. This is 4 1/4 by 7, and this is 1 1/2 by 7. Okay, so this is a pocket, and you want to score the long edge at 1/2 inch, and then each of the short sides at 1/2 inch. Okay. And then on this one, you want to score each of the short sides at 1 inch. We're making a hidden pocket belly band. We haven't done one of those in a little bit, I think. Okay, sometimes I feel like I'm running out of ideas. I hope you guys don't mind seeing the same pages over again. All right, so I think this is going to go, if this was the first page in the book, and it may not be, it may go somewhere else in the book, but I'm going to assume that the spine is on this side. And I want to put this pocket on that side. Let me just check it for fit. It looks pretty good. And then I'm going to put the belly band right on the edge of that pocket. And then we'll mat it in such a way that you can't quite tell that there's a pocket there. It just looks like a belly band. You've seen this before if you've watched my channel. I've done it a couple times before. But anyway, yeah, I was thinking about that today. That I was thinking about what I wanted to do in this album, and I was like, I don't know. I feel like I do the same pages over and over again, but I guess that's the way it is. There's only so many ideas. Although I don't watch a lot of videos of people making mini albums. Mostly I don't have time, to tell you the truth. But I got out of the habit of it a long time ago when I first started my channel, because I'd never wanted to, be copying other people's ideas. So I tried to sort of stay away from that. I think that was kind of a mistake, honestly. But I do watch junk journalers and stuff. They often have really good ideas for like inserts and stuff. And sometimes I can adapt those for pages. So that's a good place to get ideas if you're ever looking for them. And I think we're going to do, there it is. Maybe something like that in this book. I haven't 100% decided, but I think we might. I think it's an idea I saw a while ago, and I've been kind of holding on to for a while, trying to find the right spot for it. And this is a smaller album. It's a 6x6. I just felt like I've been making a lot of really big ones lately, and this is my favorite size usually, something in this neighborhood. Plus, even though it's small, there's a lot you can do with it. I used to make this size and smaller a lot, but a lot of people let me know that they like to put 4x6 photos, so they want pages big enough for that, which I never even think of, to tell you the truth. But I try to accommodate. However, every now and then I like to get back to my small book roots. Now, I just want to double check that my math was correct on this thing. Alright, so if this goes here, right, and this goes here, is that going to be centered on the page? It appears that it is. Okay, good. I do usually center vertical belly bands, and then I like to put the horizontal ones low. But this one is a vertical, so. Alright, so this has to go right on the edge of this pocket piece. And if you're going to err on one side or the other, you want to make it hang off a little rather than be back a little, because if any of the pocket edge shows, you'll lose that hidden pocket feature. It'll show too much. And what I'm going to do, because I feel like it might show too much, is just trim a little of this tab. I don't usually trim my belly band tabs, but that one seemed to be wanting to be a problem. I need to pick it up so I can see it. There we go. It's curling up a little, but that'll flatten when we get the mats on it. Okay, and then we are going to take and put it here. Lift the sides up. Bottom on the outside. There we go. So peel back the back of your tape. Line that up with the edge. And this can actually be in just slightly if you want, but because it will be in the spine, so it won't be super noticeable if it doesn't line up perfectly, but I'm going to go ahead and try to get mine lined up perfectly. Go. And there we go. Okay. So now, grab a scrap here. So that'll go like that. There's your belly band. But from this side, it'll go in the pocket. Okay, so that's how that's going to work. Now, let me move those off to the side. Now, I think I'm going to set that aside. I haven't decided what I'm going to put on the other side. I just want to do the ones that I know what I'm doing first. All right, so for this one, I have got 2 pieces, 6 by 6.5, and we are going to do a double flap, a double full-size flap. And let me score these. I may need to trim one of them. Score them first. So we're scoring these just the way we did the base ones, the 6.5 across the top, and score it 1/2 inch. And I'm thinking, all right, so if we have, I'm thinking this is also going to be spine on the left. And if that goes, I think I'm going to take 1/8 inch off the unscored side on both of these, just because I don't want them to get caught up in the hinge. Changed my mind. I took 1/16 off, not the full inch. I mean, not the full 1/8. And then we're going to tape these. trim corners. Alright, so here's our base. We are going to put the first one on here, the outside. The spine will be here and that'll be the outside. And we're just going to line this up right along the edge. And I know I always pick this up and you can't see me lining up that corner, but it's the only way I can see. Okay, there we go. And there is that little bit showing, but that's fine. I'd rather have that than have it getting caught up in the spine or in the hinge. This one is going to get attached, well, let me think. Do I want to attach it on the outside so that it goes this way? Or I could attach it on the inside, in which case I think I would have to trim a little bit more off that straight edge, and then it would open again. I think we'll do that. And for that, I'm pretty sure, like I said, I'm going to need to trim a little bit more off of this one. Yeah, okay, let me just take a little bit more off this one. That should be fine. All right, so let me put that there. It's going to give us a lot of real estate for decorating. And we may add, you know, who knows, pockets or something in there as well. Whatever we decide we want. I feel like I don't have this on straight. I guess it is. Let's see how it's showing there. Go down a little bit. Okay, let's see how that looks. I'm not happy with that. It's lined up along this edge, but it's overhanging just a little bit there. I wonder if I didn't cut it square. It looks pretty square. Okay, I'm going to take it off and put it back on. Right here at the beginning is where you can catch some of these mistakes. I mean, it's fine. Somebody other than me might not even notice it, but it's bothering me. And I must not have cut it perfectly because I have a tiny bit of overhang here. That's not really bothering me so much because it won't be seen from the outside. And it is a little bit narrower here than here, so what I'll probably do when I get a chance is come in here with a craft knife or something, just cut that little tiny bit of extra that's hanging. Clearly I did not cut straight or something when I was doing that. so that is going to go like that and like that. And I think, so when that turns, I have a vertical pocket, which I think maybe I will go ahead and do that on the back of that one. Let me pull that out. And this one is 3 by 7. I just flipped that out of my hand. I thought it was going to hit me in the head. So graceful. All right, and we're going to go ahead and tape. And then we're just trimming out the corners. You want to be careful not to go past the score line when you're trimming your corners. Cat here. When I dropped it, it fell not on my head, but in my cat bed. Right. Okay, I'm just double checking. I want it here. Fit. Looks good. Okay. And now I have just pivoted that around, so I'm gonna have to double check it where it goes. Okay, there's that. And right, where am I at? Okay, so that. Here's my flaps. It's going to turn and it's going to go here. Again, pull off the back of the tape from the corner. Line it up. I'm putting this one in about, oh, not very much, maybe a 32nd of an inch from the edge, because that is the hinge side. And I just want to give myself a little space there. There we go. Okay, so that one's actually fully done, except for anything else we want to add to those flaps. Sort of make a racket over here. Let's see, this one, I don't know what I'm going to put on the back yet. I'll have to think about that. I do have one where I want to put a horizontal pocket, so we might as well go ahead and do that. And I think this one's the same size as the other one. No, this one's a little bigger. 3 1/4 by 7. Another thing that I thought we would do in this one, which I do in many, probably most of my albums, is an envelope flap. Well, looks like I got a delivery from Amazon. That was my notification. It's a toothbrush for my cat. Nothing terribly exciting. There we go. Stop. This is going to go on the bottom, so openings to the sides. Looks good. Go. Good. All right, so we have to decide, and I have some notes as to what we might do. I just need to check them. All right, so this one's fully done. I can set that aside. This one, we have a pocket on one side. We need something for the other side. This one has the belly band secret pocket on one side. I need something on the other side. And this one has nothing yet. Okay, let me, how long have we been recording? Oh, not long. Okay, well, let me go ahead and check my notes, cut some things, and we'll keep going. I am back, and I've kind of gathered my thoughts a little bit about what I am going to do. So this is the page we did with the belly band and pocket. It's still blank on the back. This is the page that has the double flaps on one side and a vertical pocket on the other side. And let's go ahead and work on this one, because I did decide to add a vellum pocket to this flap so that when it's fully open you have the vellum pocket in the middle. So to make this, it'll be in the cutting guide, but it is 6 inches tall right now. We're going to tear it, and it is 6 3/4 wide, and then score it half inch, half inch, half inch. Trim your bottom corners and fold in. You don't need to trim the top corners yet because we're going to tear it. Okay, so that's that. And I am going to tape before I tear. And I probably should have taped before I folded because vellum gives you a very crisp fold. You can see it's not really going to want to go anywhere. I might even just leave it as is. Do I want to do that? Wait a minute, I'm thinking aloud. I think that's all right. Okay. Now this one here has a little wrinkle in it because it wanted to fold in kind of a funky way. And I did not help matters any there with trying to tape it, but it'll be fine. Now, like, I'm just thinking to myself, this would have been easier to tear with that not there, wouldn't it? Because that tape does not want to tear. Well, it'll tear. All right, so I'm just basically tearing about, I don't know, an inch. And you want to do not what I necessarily just did, but try and make as long a tear as you can. That's kind of loopy looking, just because it'll give you a smoother tear rather than stopping and starting. That's better. And I think I want a little bit more there. I actually tore off quite a bit more of it than I intended. Actually, that's good. I'm good with that. Okay. And before I put this in, I want to ink it. I don't know if I'm going to ink the sides of it. I just want to make sure I ink the top where it's torn. Yeah, that looks good. Any sort of medium tone brown ink will work just fine, or any other color ink. And actually, one thing I would have liked to have used for this is I saw some gold antiquing wax, but I couldn't get my hands on it in time. You know, I would have had to wait to make the album, and I didn't want to do that. Plus, I didn't want to use something that might be odd or hard for you to get a hold of. And what I'm going to do is turn this upside down. Just making sure hang on, I just want to make sure I have it right side up in the first place. Okay, that goes that way, and that goes that way, yeah, okay. So it's going to go here. And we made this pocket just a little bit small so that it would fit in between the score lines for the flaps and the base. So oh, and I dropped, hang on. I don't want to leave any dropped pieces of tape backing. Okay. I don't think I burnished my tape. That was probably why it's giving me a hard time. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we have that, and then there's a pocket on the other side. So that one is completely done. I'm gonna set that one aside. I'm not really sure how these are pairing up. Okay, let's do this one. I'm sorry, things are really disorganized. This is a base that doesn't have anything on it. Okay, so we're starting clear with this base. And my original thought was to sort of float a pocket on top of it with a flap the same size as the pocket, because this size, which is 5.5 square plus the tab, will hold one of the cut aparts from the collection, from the 12 by 12. However, once I made it and I put it down, and it's not folded over, you can see, but I realized I was only going to have 1/4 of an inch all the way around this pocket, which is okay, but it would make getting things in and out of it kind of difficult, render it somewhat useless. But I can't cut it any shorter because I need this full length for the cut apart. So what we're going to do, let me give you measurements so you know where we're at. This is 6.5 by 6. It is scored 1/2 inch on either side of the 6.5 and then on the bottom. What I'm going to do is make a semi-triangle pocket out of this by, and let's see, I'm folding everything in this direction, so I'm looking at the inside. So what I'm going to do is cut it. I want to cut, I'm measuring in 1.5 inches. Here's my score line at 1 inch, so it's really going to be 1 inch, but from the edge it's 1.5 inches. And I'm making a mark. You could even eyeball this if you want. And then I'm going to do the same thing coming up here. And then I'm just going to, I'm not going to draw this line. I'm just, you can if you want. If you're going to cut this with scissors, you will want to draw the line. Actually, I want to put my ruler on this side. I just want to get myself a visual of what that's going to look like. Yeah, that'll be fine. And that'll give us this big open space to get things in and out of this pocket, but at the same time it'll give me the full height on the side. But I just realized I put it on the wrong side because I have to flip it over. So let me redo that because I want it on the other side. So 1.5, and now I am going to draw a line so I can remind myself which line I want to cut. 1.5, and this is the one that I want to cut. It doesn't have to be exact or anything, it's just so that I know when I get to my paper trimmer that I'm cutting the right direction. Okay, so let me cut that off. Okay, so now we have that. Okay, and let me trim my corners. And I'm thinking my best bet might be to mat this before I put it down, just because it'll be easier to use it as a guide for cutting the mat. So let's just attach that there with a paper clip. Okay, so that's going to go there, and I don't have anything for the other side, and this is the flap. Let's attach that. Okay, so that's that, and I don't have anything for the other side, but I don't think I'm going to put anything on the other side for now. And then I have, all right, so I have this page. Now, this is belly band and pocket. Wait a minute, which one is that? I thought I already had belly band and pocket. No, pocket and folds. Okay, and then this one's got the triangle pocket thingy. This is belly band and pocket, and I think, do I want to put on this one? I think I want to put, hang on. I think I want this with this. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put an envelope flap on the back of this. However, and I went ahead and cut one, but then I remembered when we did Passion, I cut the envelope out of pattern paper, and I loved the way that looked. So we're going to do the same thing here with this. So basically, I'm at a point where we really need to do some mats. So I think that's what we need to do. Okay, let me pick out how long are we going here? Hang on. I cannot even see. Yeah, let me pick out some mats and I'll be right back. All right, I am back. I apologize for the noise. They're out there doing some kind of lawn thing. Hopefully it's not too obnoxious. It's actually a couple days later. I got caught up in doing some things and I'm back. Let me pull up. I did pick out mats for us to get going with. I'll just pick these up in the order I've got them, I guess. Okay, let's do this side first. Okay, so this is the vertical pocket, and I actually picked this exact same mat for this belly band, but I don't care. I like the way it looks. It's fine. And let me get that there. All right, I'm just checking. All right, so this is going to go on the pocket. I have inked everything. For my mats, I generally make them about 1/8 of an inch smaller than where they're going, but you can adapt as you see fit. I've got a spot right there that wasn't sticking, that's why I'm going with that. You know, if you want a little more of your background showing, then make your mat a little smaller, and vice versa. This is going in the pocket, so I don't need glue along that edge that's going to be inside the pocket. Sometimes I'll just put a couple drops, but it really doesn't need it. Oh, I got that way off. Okay, hang on. Much better. Okay, there we go. And I don't see my little flexible ruler, but that's okay. There we go, that's pretty. And let's turn this over. This is the double flap page, and I'm going to put this here on the outside. Just be really careful when you're doing all this, because all of these pages are directional. They all have text on them. I'm using a combination of 8x8 and 12x12 papers. I like to do that. I like to vary the scale. I feel like I cut that a little too wide. Maybe. I guess it's alright. It's hard to tell because I've got so many mats piled up inside this. Okay, now we are going to need magnets. Like that. Let me go with just one magnet, or one pair of magnets should do. Let me do that. Okay. Let's see, that's going there. And so this I want right about there, I think. mat here. Okay. So this one. So this is from the 12 by 12, and I cut one strip and I took 1/2 for here and 1/2 for here, and then this came from the bottom. I think this side of the bottom. And yep, this one's too wide, so it's a good thing I checked. I must have, I don't know, cut approximate sizes. I have no idea. What it is. I should mark by just putting a pencil mark and cutting where I need it. Rather than trying to measure, because I think I've mentioned before, my paper trimmer does not measure accurately in the 6-inch range. It's got a gap, and I think I was guessing that I was at a certain measurement, the 5 7/8, which is what it was supposed to be, but it wasn't, and then I was off. Plus, since this is going inside the other one, I cut a little of it off, so it was not the full width anyway. That's what I get for rushing. Oh my goodness, that's off. Well, I guess that's all right. Now here, where I've got the vellum pocket, I've cut this one that says, love is the thread that binds. And I cut that right out of the center of the paper, and I know that's wasteful, but I really kind of wanted that saying. And I'm just going to leave it in there and glue it from here. Good. Yeah, like that. All right, and then this side's, hang on. Yeah, that's like that. I'm just making sure I know what I'm looking at. Okay, there and there. Okay, so we got one done. That's a miracle. Okay, hang on. And this one, I've got this piece for the belly band. This one, this is where we have our surprise pocket, right? Now, if you don't care that the pocket's a surprise, just use whatever mat you want. But if you want to maintain that surprise, the mat for the pocket and for the pocket in the background has to continue across. So what I did is I cut a whole mat as though it was just a whole piece. Now I'm just going to cut it in half. And 1/2 will go under the pocket and the other half won't. You'll see what I mean. Let me cut this. Okay, so this side is going to go underneath the belly band, and this side is going to go in that pocket. Assuming I can get it in there. Oh, there we go. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Okay, there we go. Like that. So it appears to be one continuous mat, even though it isn't. Okay. And this one, I'm just going to turn it. Maybe I seem to be having trouble getting these on straight for some reason this afternoon. That looks pretty good. Alright, I just want to make sure it's the right size. And again, you don't need any in the part that's going to be in the pocket. It will be fine. And you'll have a much easier time getting it in the pocket if you don't have any glue there. Looking for my little flexible ruler. Get that down. There we go. Okay, and then this one just goes under the belly band. Turn that around. And you want to try and line them up across so it looks as continuous as possible. There. Perfect. Okay, now this is going on the back here, but I'm not going to glue it down yet because we're going to do a removable element there. And then here we have to attach this envelope, so we can just do these. Oh, I didn't ink these. I turned it. It actually goes like this. Notice the claw marks there? Yeah, my cat. Ugh. I left it out when I went out for the day. When I came back, she had chewed up one of the pieces and clawed this one, which she's never done before, but she does love paper, so. Okay, and let me grab, I need to cut a gusset for this, so let me do that. I'll be right back and we'll put that on. Okay, I have made the, just drew a blank, the gusset. It is just a little bit shorter than the envelope, which I just realized I didn't tell you how to make, so I'll tell you that. But anyway, it's 1 inch wide, scored in half, ends trimmed as you can see, and inked. And it's a little shorter than the envelope. The envelope I made using my envelope punch board. And I used the Gladstone 7.5 by 7.5. If you do not have one, I do recommend getting one. I use them a lot. I find it very helpful. But here's our, let me turn it this way. Okay, so here's our square. Get that there. And draw a line. Oh, hang on. Okay, so make a mark 3 inches from the top left corner across and down. So here and here. And then do the same on the diagonally opposite corner, the bottom right. 3 inches here, 3 inches here, and make a mark. And then join those marks and score on those lines. When I say join, you can draw them on the inside if you want, or you can just make a little mark, score, and then you will have the same shape. You want to cut a V at each of the corners. Okay? And I think how I am doing that. Not like that. Okay, it's going like that. I didn't want this really dark area to be out, so that's going to be the outside. Now this produces this peak, and I don't like that, so I'm going to cut that off. And I'm going to make myself I'm just drawing a line across, and I'm just going to cut it. That. And it's pretty dark, but I'm going to ink it. Okay, so this is going to be the envelope, and since we do not have to mat it, I'm going to go ahead and glue it. That up where you can see. Okay. Hang on. Okay. So we're just gonna, I have a lot of glue coming out because I forgot to put the little cap back on my bottle. Okay. Okay. And let's get this. Okay, so this goes like this. And I think I'm trying to decide where I want this envelope. I think I want the envelope on this side. We'll make this the front of the page. That'll be the back of the page. So what I need to do is put this gusset the other way, here and here. So first I'm going to center it on the envelope. And let me think. Because I'm not going to mat this, what I will do is, let me think. Do we want to tie a ribbon on it? What's the best way to close that? I think we will probably use a magnet, but I will be able to hide that underneath decoration. Just wanted to be sure before I proceeded. Okay. Oops. So ink, glue on one side of your gusset. And it is a little bit shorter than the envelope. So you want to center it right on the bottom. I'm just going to lift it up to make sure it's right there on the edge. Like that. And then we're going to take this and attach it right to the edge of the page. And it is not as wide as the page, so again, you're going to center it. good right about there. I think I've got it in a little bit. There we go. Okay. And all right, so we're gonna do, let me think. I might not need to keep this closed. I might just need the one magnet up here to close it to the page, which I will have to put underneath this. So let's do that first, because I think if I put it here, that's going to leave this too floaty. So let's do that. And again, I'm going to put it down a little ways, because we're going to put decoration on this, and that'll hide the magnet. Do I let go of it? Okay, there we go. Right there. I want it just about center. That looks pretty good. And I think I made that piece of tape a little longer than it needed to be, but that's all right. Because what I'm thinking I'm going to do is fussy cut some flowers and put them here. At least that's my current plan. Let's grab a scrap. This one's from Amazonia. Right there. Tape. And then I'm going to put this here. I just want to double check that everything is still upright. Double check that for size, since I'm having size issues. Okay, there we go. I feel like this is going to be a really pretty album. This collection is very pretty. There's nothing dramatic about it, like Amazonia, but it's just super pretty. And I only like collections that have a lot of text and old documents and things on them. Those appeal to me. Okay. Perfect. Okay, there's that one. And then this one, I don't have too much done, but this, all right, so this is the one that is going to go like this as a pocket, and then the flap on top. So what I did is just used this piece to trace out, and I did it actually on the back, to trace out my mat, and then just cut a little bit off to make it fit. And I almost flipped the pocket because I like this so well, but I've already used it twice. We do not need it again. And you know what? I'm looking at that, and that, see, I don't know if you can see. Let me put it down. It's a little rough. That's the edge where the glue is, where it was attached into the book. I'm just going to trim that off. I don't like that. All right, that's all I took off, just the teeniest bit. I just wanted to make sure all that glue was off so I had a smooth edge. Get that out of the way. Okay. good. There. Okay, now let's get some tape on here. Need to cut that at an angle. Not those. Oh my good scissors. Hang on. This is the opening. We're going to put it on the right side. Okay. Like it here. Okay, and oh, I should have put this on before I put that mat on. Okay, because that was meant to go here. Shoot. Okay, what am I gonna do? Hang on. Oh, I know what I'll do. I think. I don't know if it'll fit. Hang on. I may need to just cut a piece a little bigger than what I've got here. Okay. Yeah. I think that'll work. Okay. So, what I want you to do is put this flap on before you attach that mat. I was so anxious to see what it looked like that I forgot. What I'm going to do is just cut another mat slightly longer this way, and then I am going to attach this inside the opening here and have it come over, and it's just not quite long enough, so I just need a little bit longer, and then that should solve that. Sometimes I get so anxious to see things that I move ahead too quickly. I think I was thinking I might do the flap, the full size, but I've got so many full size flaps. Now I'm thinking maybe we don't even need a flap. Like, what's the point, really? This looks so pretty. Okay, I'm not actually going to do this flap. I don't think it needs it, and I will. I'll include the measurement in the cutting guide and call it optional. If you want it, just put it in under that map, but honestly, I don't think it's necessary, and I'm not going to do it. Okay, I think that's everything I have ready. This is looking really nice. Okay, so we have 2 pages. This one needs its inner pocket lining. We need something on the back of that. And then we need something on the back of this. And this piece is going to go either here or here. It doesn't really matter. Okay, I am going to stop. I think we've probably done enough. I'm going to stop, and next time we get together, we will do whatever elements we need for the backs of those pages, and then we'll see how far we get with that. So, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to visit Scrap and Create to purchase your supplies. This is a design project for them. There will be a link down below for the cutting guide for this project. There is also a link down below that has a discount for anything on Glassboard Studio, which is where I got this beautiful glass mat. This is not a sponsored video. I did purchase this mat full price, but I do have a discount if you would like one. So I will see you next time, and we will keep going with threads from Stamperia. Thanks for watching. Bye.